This is a story all about bears, what they need and how to feed them, how to take away their cares, show them love and always need them. This is a story that's more like a song, so feel free to hum or whistle along. It's a song, it's a story in a song, and it's all about bears.
This is a story about Christmas Eve. Santa and his reindeer are ready to leave, to travel the universe, every planet and star, to bring Christmas magic to all, near and far. This is a story that begins long ago, a story a teddy bear lover should know. Something to ponder about hope and care for everyone who's ever shared love with a bear. There once was a family of teddies, you see, who lived in the trunk of a very large tree. There was mother and father and 6 tiny bears who all shared the room at the top of the stairs. There was Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey in one tiny bed. As Christmas approached, as it did every year, throughout the house was a feeling of fear. 'Cause Christmas is different for girls and for boys than it is in a house where the family are toys. For children get presents on each Christmas day, but if you are a toy, you are given away. So when Santa would come to the home of the bears, all of the cubs would head for the stairs, and Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey would hide under the bed. For they knew that when Santa arrived Christmas Eve, it would mean that some of them might have to leave. Of course, they would find a new home filled with joy, and that is the best thing that can come to a toy. But Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey would be lonely in bed, without all their brothers and sisters to share the honey-filled secrets known alone to a bear. The soft snow is falling, the moon fills the sky, and across the horizon the clouds drifting by give a feeling of peace. The houses lie still, each hoping that wishes come true, and they will. For Santa Claus hovers above evening star, fulfilling the sweet dreams of youth near and far. His sleigh is tip-top high with gifts and with joy, and candy-filled treasures for each girl and boy. There are wagons and frisbees and dolls with sweet names and the latest assortment of video games. There are dolls that you dress up and comb out their hair, and for 6 lucky children, their own teddy bear. For Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey are no longer in bed. They no longer sleep at the head of the stairs. They are now on a journey to become special bears. Bears that share secrets of sorrows and joys. It's the teddy bear's lot as the king of all toys, to be more than a doll or video game. For all other toys might be quite the same. 'Cause a toy is a toy, but a bear is a bear. And in their stuffing-filled hearts, they know how to care. They know how to listen. They know when to smile. To turn a tear to a grin may take a while, but it's part of the magic that's part of each bear. It's the secret of love that they know how to share. All through Christmas Eve, with their guide, the North Star, Santa and his friends all traveled afar, and deep in the sacks that are filled with toys, the 6 little bears remember the joys they all shared together on each Christmas Eve, before the time came when they all had to leave. And Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted all sang the songs that danced in their heads. And soon all the reindeer did join in the song, shaking their sleigh bells as they traveled along. The sound of their singing of the songs that they loved came floating like angels from clouds up above and descended to earth as they traveled along until all were joining the teddy bear's song.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a honey-filled New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a honey-filled New Year.
And now through the sky to a chimney-top land, the sleigh and the reindeer under Santa's command slide down to a stop on the top of a roof. There the reindeer stand silent, shaking snow from each hoof while waiting for Santa to check through his list to make sure that none of the gifts have been missed. And as silent as wind that slides through the trees, he slips down the chimney as smooth as you please, and places the gifts 'neath the dark Christmas tree, stands back and smiles, for what does he see but a card that was written with crayon and care? "We all thank you, Santa, if you bringed us our bear." And for the bear who was under the tree, a whole lifetime passed by for him only to see. The present, the future, all became clear, as if in a dream. His forever was near.
It's Christmas Eve 'neath the Christmas tree, and a little bear sits alone. And he knows deep down in his heart of cloth that he's found himself a home. It's late at night 'neath the Christmas tree, but he knows it won't be long before the smiling face of a happy child will hear his Christmas song. What good is a bear without a people to hug and snuggle at night like a bug in a rug, without a people to hug and show that you care? What earthly use is there for a bear? Without a people to hold when the night's getting cold, and keep in your heart all the secrets you're told, without someone to watch as they grow up so tall, there's no earthly use for a small bear at all. What good is a bear? I ask the clouds up above. I'm no earthly good without a people to love. And as the years go away and my fur starts to shed, and I no longer sleep at the foot of the bed, and my people grows up from a boy to a dad, on Christmas Eve I get a little bit sad, but he gives me a smile and a pat on the head, and puts me down gently in his own baby's bed. Then I thank all the stars and the clouds up above that I am a bear with a people to love. And I thank all the stars and the clouds up above. What good is a bear without a people
Now it is morning, and each bear fast asleep hears a chorus of giggles that makes the heart leap. For paper is flying all over the place. Suddenly there appears a small beaming face with explosions of laughter that tear through the air and the cry of pure joy, "Oh, look, it's my bear!" 6 tiny faces all stare with surprise. They can't believe what they see through their shiny bear eyes. For there's Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey and their own tiny bed. For Santa has given a gift to the toys. They're now part of a family of good girls and boys. 6 smiling children and 6 special bears. What a wonderful way to make 6 happy pairs. And now it is evening. Christmas soon will be gone, and 6 sleepy children have been up too long. So they each kiss their parents and trudge off to bed, with Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey tucked under their arm to share in their dreaming and keep them from harm. And now in their room at the top of the stairs, sharing honey-filled secrets, is a family of bears. And this is our story of Christmas and bears. May it cause you to smile and take away cares. May it give you a hope when all seems in doubt, because that is what sharing a gift's all about. It's not just the getting that makes Christmas shine. It's not all the counting of things that are mine. It's not how many, how big or how small. It has nothing to do with the presents at all. For a gift is only a hope that we share, that the person who gets it will know that we care. And for Little and Teeny and Tiny and Ted and Nigel and Honey, it now can be said, it's the lesson they learned on that fine Christmas day. You only find love when you give it away.
Sleep, sleep, now it's Christmas, and love now is here.
To our story. In Santa's red sleigh, there's a soft little bear who's on his way to a Christmas adventure in some unknown land, and he's trying to puzzle, to know, understand the mysteries his grandfather shared long ago.
I remember the story. I'd sure like to know what it all has to do with this journey tonight. 'Cause deep down inside me, there's some worry and fright and jiggles and shudders and shivers and cares. And I wonder if it's this way for all teddy bears. I remember as if it were yesterday.
Grampy Bear, will you tell us a story about when you were at the North Pole?
And how you used to work with Santa Bear?
And all the other of Santa's helpers?
Well, if this is going to be a long story, I'll make some honey witches and honey soup for lunch.
Oh,
that's a good little bear.
Okay, kids, settle down, and I'll tell you how Santa Bear began his work. It was a long, long time ago. I was about the size of Teeny.
That sure was a long, long time ago.
Yes, it sure was. And up to that time, there were lots of toys for girls and boys at Christmas, even though in those days each child got only one toy and a stocking full of fruit and candy.
Only one gift?
That's right, one gift. So Santa had to make sure that each child got the one exact gift they wanted.
If I only got one gift, I would like a kitty.
And I'd like a new pair of dancing shoes.
Well, as long as that one gift was a truck or a doll, very popular items back then.
I'd like a truck.
Then the elves could fill the order and Santa would bring the toys and everyone would be happy.
I'm happy every Christmas because there were always honey cookies.
Then one day, Santa got a letter asking for something he couldn't deliver.
Ooh, like a hippopotamus? Or an elephant?
What was it?
A small, fuzzy, furry, soft, cuddly, huggable little friend.
Sounds like a teddy bear to me.
It was a teddy bear, but nobody had ever seen a teddy bear because it was years before the first bear was ever sold in any store.
That must have been a long, long time ago.
Yes, it was. So Mrs. Claus got out a bolt of cloth and needles and thread and some fur from one of Santa's old hats and made...
A little bear for the child who wrote the letter?
No, not quite.
Did she make a kitty?
No, she made Santa Bear, and he made...
Oh, all the other bears.
Well, Santa Bear put the cloth and the stuffings together, but it took something else to make the child who wrote the letter happy.
What's that, Grampy Bear?
It took the magic of wanting something and then having somebody take the time to make it for you. It took that kind of special care to make the first bear, and that's what Christmas and Santa Bear is all about.
That's a nice story.